She was famously known as the Empress of the Nara clan. Informally dubbed the Steppe Empress, she remains one of the most controversial female figures in Chinese history. The Nara clan is one of the royal clans of the Manchu. Initially, she was a concubine to Emperor Qianlong of Qing dynasty, but when the first empress died, the emperor promoted Lady Nara to imperial noble consort, giving her administrative powers over the inner court as acting empress. Qianlong couldn't let go of his late wife, mourning her for 2 long years before promoting Lady Nara. Now officially the Steppe Empress with 3 kids, Empress Nara accompanied Qianlong on many trips. Everything seemed to be going well for Empress Nara, until it wasn't. The drama began during Qianlong's southern China tour. To everyone's surprise, Empress Nara was sent packing back to Beijing. Why? She cut her hair, an act akin to cursing the emperor and the empress dowager. For the Manchurians, cutting hair was a ritual for mourning the dead, whether it was a husband or in-laws. Her act was seen as not just a personal offense, but a curse on him and the empress dowager, which was practically a sin, given how much Qianlong valued respect and tradition, especially towards his elders. It's no surprise he reacted so harshly. In fact, later in 1796, Qianlong abdicated after 60 years on the throne to honor his grandfather, Kangxi, who ruled for 61 years. Probably his strong sense of duty and respect for his elders was at the core of who he was, so Nara's haircut was a deep betrayal in his eyes. But here's where the tea gets hotter. What really made Empress Nara chop off her locks? Rumor has it she was fed up with Qianlong's endless parade of concubines. The emperor wasn't exactly the model husband, always off on what we can only call concubine shopping sprees. Tired of his growing harem and their endless competition, Nara finally had enough. After one particularly heated argument, she grabbed the scissors and made the ultimate protest. Off with the hair. A bold statement, but it came at a steep cost. From that moment on, her life spiraled. Initially, she was still treated with empress-level provisions, but Qianlong's anger soon grew. He stripped her of all titles, confiscated her gifts, and reduced her meal portions and servants to just 2, the kind of treatment reserved for the lowest consort. For the once powerful empress, it was a humiliating fall from grace. When she died, Qianlong was out hunting, and instead of returning to mourn her, he continued his trip, sending only her son to handle the funeral arrangements. And oh, the funeral was as low-key as it gets. No grand gestures, no royal fanfare, just a plain coffin, with no official mourning period. Her son was allowed just 10 days of mourning, instead of the traditional 100 days. Qianlong didn't stop there. He issued a decree claiming Empress Nara had been mentally unstable since their southern tour, with her condition worsening until her death. But let's be real, that's a pretty weak excuse. If she were truly mentally ill, why cut her food and servants to the bare minimum? It seems much more like Qianlong's unforgiving rage. Her burial was a final blow. She wasn't interred in any grand imperial mausoleum, far from Qianlong's future resting place. Instead, she was laid to rest alongside low-ranking concubines, with no tomb to call her own. And that's not all. Qianlong systematically erased her existence from the historical record, destroying her portraits and removing her name from official documents, ensuring she became nothing more than a forgotten chapter in his reign. Any court official bold enough to suggest a proper burial for her risked exile or execution. In the end, Empress Nara's tragic story, from empress to disgrace, leaves us asking, was it worth it? That haircut might have been a bold statement, but it came with a royal price tag.